In this video, I want to take a look at what advice has been given over the last couple of months from the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation, the JCVI, regarding the COVID vaccine for healthy children. I'll briefly go through three of their reports, starting with the one published on the 19th of July, COVID-19 Vaccination of Children and Young People aged 12 to 17 years. I've put links to these reports in the video description and they are definitely worth reading in full, but here I will pull out just a few important sentences from each report. If we scroll down under advice, JCVI does not currently advise routine universal vaccination of children and young people less than 18 years of age. The health benefits in this population are small, and the benefits to the wider population are highly uncertain. At this time, JCVI is of the view that the health benefits of universal vaccination in children and young people below the age of 18 years do not outweigh the potential risks. And if we scroll further under considerations, the evidence strongly indicates that almost all children and young people are at very low risk from COVID-19. Where symptoms are seen in children and young people, they are typically mild and little different from other mild respiratory viral infections which circulate each year. The incidence of severe outcomes from COVID-19 in children and young people is extremely low. For children and young people without underlying health conditions that put them at high risk of severe outcomes from COVID-19, the direct individual health benefits of COVID-19 vaccination are limited. The vast majority of those infected in any outbreak will either be asymptomatic or have mild disease. At this time, JCVI does not consider that the benefits of vaccination outweigh the potential risks. So this was advice on the 19th of July, which was not long ago. The JCVI were then asked to consider it again, and so their next statement was published on the 4th of August. Scrolling down to the benefits of vaccination, COVID-19 disease in children is typically mild or asymptomatic. The proportion of students, that's secondary school age children, with COVID-19 antibodies is approximately 40%. And this figure is significantly higher now too, as that was using data from early July. So currently it is most certainly over 50%. So that's a huge amount of naturally acquired immunity, which is broader and offers greater protection than vaccine-induced immunity. So the report then repeats, the incidence of severe outcomes from COVID-19 in children and young people is very low. So once again, the JCVI did not recommend vaccinating otherwise healthy children aged 12 to 15. The JCVI were then asked to consider it again, and so their next statement was published on the 3rd of September, which was earlier this month. If we scroll down to considerations, here they state, there is increasingly robust evidence of an association between vaccination with mRNA COVID-19 vaccines and myocarditis. And regarding myocarditis, the clinical picture is atypical and the medium to long-term, months to years, prognosis, including the possibility of persistence of tissue damage resulting from inflammation, is currently uncertain as sufficient follow-up time has not yet occurred. Then if we scroll down to the JCVI advice, substantial uncertainty remains regarding the health risks associated with these adverse events. And overall, the JCVI acknowledges that there is considerable uncertainty regarding the magnitude of the potential harms. Now, I've heard Chris Whitty and some ministers unfairly summarise the advice of the JCVI as simply being finely balanced with mild benefits as well as mild risks, and presenting the JCVI position as being neutral or weighted slightly in favour of vaccination. But this is grossly disingenuous. 3 times the JCVI was asked to advise on whether healthy 12 to 15-year-olds should get the COVID vaccine, and each time what shouts out to me as I read these publications is caution. What the JCVI emphasised time and time again is that COVID-19 does not pose a risk to healthy 12 to 15-year-olds. The direct health benefits of the COVID vaccine to these children are incredibly small, and yet there are known risks from the COVID vaccine, such as myocarditis. But there are also unknown risks, including harms that could potentially present longer term further down the line that are just not known yet. Or as the JCVI puts it, there is considerable uncertainty regarding the magnitude of the potential harms.